Mike Giant. Mike Giant. Mike Giant.
BBN, Jack Frost. What's up, party people? Alright, so yeah. How's everybody doing tonight? I hope everybody's having a beautiful day. Also, I just want to add this right in the beginning before we start anything off. For all the people who just became members, don't worry, your name will be added to the list. We update the list weekly, not daily. That's one. Two. Two. God dang it. There was another thing. How's everybody doing? I remember it. I'm going to remember it. And we're going to go from there. Alright, so there's a couple of things we're going to be talking about today. One of the things we're going to be talking about is the fact that Tekashi is going home. They are not holding Tekashi. It should be obvious by now. I told y'all this last year. Like, real talk, last year I told y'all that they wasn't going to hold Tekashi. This is not new to me. We also going to talk about the R. Kelly Aaliyah situation. For everybody that don't know, R. Kelly now has new and more problems. I guess they're not new problems, but they're problems that he should have had before, but for whatever the reason was, the 90s let him get away with it. So, yeah, that's what's going to happen as far as that is concerned. We're going to be discussing that. And there's a couple of other things we're going to be discussing that isn't right there on the itinerary. And that's basically the whole NBA young boy situation with his brother. So we're going to also be discussing that. Also, before we go any further, I want to give a shout out to Sean Satoro. Let me show y'all this real quick. I want to give a shout out to Sean Satoro. If y'all not following this man right here and how in his reporting, he's Complex. He reports for Complex. If y'all not following what he's doing over here at Complex, he's really breaking it down really well. I don't share 100% of the opinions that he has on this particular case, but without a shadow of a doubt, I think that everything that he's saying is plausible. I respect his points. He's not just saying stuff to say stuff. That's what's up. People come here and do that to me all the time. They be calling themselves debating with me, but they just be saying stuff to say stuff. They don't even know what. He's not doing that. He actually has facts and everything else and other things to back up his points of view. If it looks like I'm blurry today, I have no idea why. I don't know why my camera's operating that way. My camera should be a lot more sharp than that. I don't know what the hell that is. Anyway. Let's get to it. What's up, Almond Brown? How you doing today? What up, G's up? Hey, yo, G's up. Next Wednesday, we got an event. Don't forget. Miguel Pineda, how you doing, my brother? DSTN. Actually, G's up. Just so you can know, we might have an event if you want to pull up with me on. I believe is it tomorrow? I don't know. It might be tomorrow. Anyway. What's up, DSTN? How you doing today? What up, Monica Kendra Whitehair? Salute, member of the BBN fam over here. The BBN fam. Y'all all part of the BBN fam. But she doubled up on it by making herself a member. So shout out to that. Also, shout out to, what's up, Big June? Who else we got up in here? Jamil King Vivo, what's up? He said Trinidad and Tobago inside. Shout out to Trinidad and Tobago. Don't ask me why I'm not speaking clearly. I have no idea. Maybe my voice is like working in conjunction with this blurry ass fucking camera. I have no idea. You watching Demolition Man, shout out to you. What's up, Brian Spikes Hopkins? Shout out to everybody over there in the Bay. Shout out to Oakland, California. Salute to my cousin, Dr. Enqi. How you doing, my brother? Yes, we've been having fireworks for a minute. I bust them out every now and then. What's up, Bree Powell? How you doing, baby girl? Really love the fact that you're part of the team over here. Don't let nobody tell you different. What up, Shy Murder? Yes, I know you're a female. Salute. Who else we got up in here? Kilo TNT says the beat was dope for the intro. Appreciate you. What up, Risk Taker? I see you over there calling Takashi a rat. I'm not even mad at you. Whatever. What up, Ray Dream Chaser? How you doing? He says shout out to Jack Frost BBN fan. Who else we got up in here? Barry Green. What up? New York Radimus? Is that Radimus? A lot of y'all not gonna get the joke, right? So I'm gonna need for y'all to go watch Juice. You will get the Rodamez joke. Anyway, shout out to Dreaming of Vegas. What's up? James Belcher. Tell Tina I said what's up. Who else we got up in here? Shay Lacey, Anthony. I don't know how to say your last name, Anthony. Anthony O. What up, Mr. Jones? Alright, so shout out to Riverside. What up, Big Hats? What up, Racer X? What up, Gina Allen? Haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing good. One thing that I do want to say is the other day we had a live where only the members were able to chat. I think that it was a success. We will have much more chats where only the members will be able to speak. Also, in a couple of months, that's how all of the Tonight shows will be. The Tonight Show will basically be, if you're not a member to the channel, at least at the second level, you won't be able to speak during the Tonight Show. You will be able to watch, but you won't be able to participate in real time. You will be able to comment after the fact, though. But while the actual video is live, you will not be able to drop a comment. We're gonna enact that in about 2 months. I'm thinking it's about 2 months. I'm thinking about doing it around middle of January, beginning of February, so about 2 months. Anyway, there's a couple of things we got to get to today. I want to open up with the Tekashi. Then we're going to talk about some other stuff. And then we're going to try to end with the Tekashi. Just for everybody to know exactly where we're going. Also, admins, I'm going to need for y'all to start time stamping the live videos. I'm going to need for y'all to time stamp the live videos if possible. There's a dude that want to get kicked already. Here you go, Racer X. Can we get some bags for Racer X? Could everybody put some bags up? Can everybody get some bags? Racer X didn't want to be here. We hit him dead in the face with his bags. Can we get some bags? Yes, we can see your comments now because everybody can comment now. Also, don't forget, it's taking me a second to get to it, but also don't forget when you buy merch, send me the pics of you in the merch. You send me the pics of you in the merch. What's up? Let's talk about it. What we're gonna do at that point is that you're gonna be up here with the other people that sent in pictures of them in merch. So don't forget, send me the pictures of you in your merch. And as you can see, we also put up whatever, except for right here, because I forgot I used the wrong picture. But we also put up whatever your IG or whatever you want to use as far as with your IG or with your Instagram or Facebook or whatever you want to put up. We also, that's basically, so send it out. All right. Appreciate all of y'all. Alright, so whew, that was 15 damn minutes. I was trying to talk as quickly as possible. Now we can start. Alright, so there's a couple of things that we're going to talk about. First thing I want to show y'all is we are doing this tonight. We are doing this tonight. Hold on. Where's the I got something to show y'all that we will be doing tonight. We will be doing this tonight, y'all. We are going to be going over this paperwork tonight. I'm gonna need for you to be patient. We will be going over this is some Tekashi paperwork. We will be going over this tonight. I'm just gonna need for you guys to be a little bit patient with me. Just a little bit patient with me. We will be going over this paperwork tonight. I need y'all guys to be a little bit patient with me, okay? That's it as far as that particular thing is concerned. Alright, so the first thing I want to say is I've been telling y'all for about a year now that Tekashi 6ix9ine was going to get maybe at most time served. Now, if for everybody that don't know, he was actually supposed to be getting sentenced January, I believe, 24th of 2020. They moved the date up to November, and then they moved the date back again to December, I believe, December 18th, 10 o'clock. We'll be in the building. One of the main reasons why I believe that they moved this date forwards in the first place from January 24th to an earlier date is because they plan on letting him go. It doesn't make sense. I just want to explain something real quick. It doesn't make sense for the courts, knowing that they're going to hold on to you for a couple of years or a couple of months, to move your court date up a month. Don't make sense. Ain't nobody doing that. The courts ain't wasting their time. So they plan on letting Tekashi go. I do not think they're gonna let Tekashi go on the 18th, because it's gonna be I believe they will prefer to let Tekashi go when there's less of a chance that somebody's gonna murder him as he's leaving the court building. We could just be clear. There is an actual the fear that he might get injured, or the fear that somebody might come after him, is an actual fear that the government has, and that they should have, and that him and his people have, and that they should have. That the fear is real, and they should have this fear. But the thing is, I'm telling you right now, whoever's out there planning on going after Tekashi, for whatever reason you planning on going after Tekashi, the feds are waiting. I'm 100% in the belief that the feds are waiting for whoever to decide to try to lay a hand on that man. And then what they're going to do is they're going to get you and everybody else involved in your situation caught up. People that you talk to that don't got nothing to do with it is going to get caught up in the RICO. What you have to believe is, and I think I've said this quite a few times before, but I'm going to say this again. What you have to believe is this. Pay very close attention, and please take my word for this. One, the feds are going to be watching him. I'm going to explain why. The feds can't allow anything to happen to Tekashi. You want to know what Tekashi is right now? Tekashi is their best example of an individual being a high-profile celebrity, going to the courthouse, testifying, and then the law giving them everything that they said that they were going to give them. So if the feds allow for something to happen to Tekashi, that's going to make other people that they might be trying to get to flip, other people that they might be trying to get to talk, say, nah, I'm not messing with y'all, because you can't protect me. Helping the government is not a deterrent. So when I'm telling you, oh, my wallet. So when I'm telling you, every single individual that thinks that somebody is going to do something to Tekashi, you do not know what you're talking about. First of all, the majority of the people on the planet does not care that Tekashi snitched on some black dudes from Brooklyn. If you think, right, that the majority of Idaho, the majority of Iowa, the majority of who the heck ever cares that Tekashi is snitching on some black dudes from Brooklyn, Some gang members from Brooklyn. Some gang bangers from Brooklyn. They don't care. Tekashi streamed like 1 billion. Tekashi was in jail all year, right? His music streamed 1 billion views. Tekashi's music. Hold on. I want to explain something to y'all right now. This previous year, Tekashi 6ix9ine, you see that number? 1 billion streams. Do you see that number? 1 billion streams. Fucking clear. Long story. Don't want to go into it. Headbutt, picked them up, put them back in, played like 3 more games, then went and had them pulled. But forget that. 1 billion streams in a year where he not only didn't make any music, he not only didn't tour, he was in jail. Not only was he in jail, but he was in jail being called a snitch. I don't know what makes people think that Tekashi isn't going to still be able to make money in the music industry when he's released. What? I don't even understand that. Like that, let me plug this thing in. At this point, if you think that Tekashi isn't still going to be able to make money after he gets released, I don't know what to tell you. You just are actively being blind. You're just actively not paying attention and being blind. That's all I can say. Because he did 1 billion streams while he was locked up and made no music and wasn't on the internet. Well, a shout out to everybody that got paid. Do you not know that Tekashi's first, I'm pretty sure right now, let's say right now, they start putting tickets for Tekashi concert while he's still locked up. You know those tickets are going to sell out, right? Let's say they'd be like, yo, we got a Tekashi concert. We're going to sell tickets starting in February. The concert's in February, right? What up, Enqi?
Shit, I just wanted to say something real quick, if possible.
Yeah. We on live right now. We live. Hold on, let me get my speaker so you could be heard better.
It's all gravy. It probably won't be long. You can just repeat it if you can't find your speaker.
My speaker's right here, man. Hold on 1 second, yo. We got it.
You could say BBN on it too. This nigga don't fuck around. Oh shit.
Yo, there you go. They can hear you now. What's up? Yo, we got Dr. Enqi on the jack right now.
Yo, I be watching this shit. You be going crazy over here.
What's up? So what you want to talk to us about involving this, my brother?
Oh, no. I think just real quick. I just wanted to get your input on it. You know what I'm saying? And maybe some of the family in the chat, you know what I'm saying, can add on to their piece too. A lot of people now when he initially was like, okay, yeah, snitch, woo, and everybody labeled him, everybody was going at him like, but once that video of the kidnapping got released, a lot of people changing their tunes now. A lot of people is like, hey, if I was in that situation, little guy, no muscle, these guys is out to get you, you know, you trying to get them any type of you trying to get them in any type of situation where they can't get you. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people is changing their tune now. So I guess my question is, do you think, or does the people, the family listening or in the chat, do they think that the footage of the kidnapping being released, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes for us, shit is not really real until we experience it.
That's a fact.
So I believe the video footage being released kind of allows people to actually, because most people, you know what I'm saying, they've never really been in no tight situations. You know what I'm saying? So actually seeing that video, a lot of people was changing their tune. Like, well, shit, what else was he supposed to do? Like, let's go down the road where we kind of do a thought experiment and say, okay, so he doesn't snitch and nobody does go to jail, and then how does that work out?
That's a whole fact. That's a whole fact. Yo, first,
it's not gonna be too much longer before he's back in that truck.
Yeah, that's a fact. First, shout out to world famous Mecca Peter for the donation. Appreciate you, my brother. Second, I 100% believe that, like you said, it made the situation real for people. Because you got to understand, for everybody out here that's like real gangsters involved in gang stuff and all that, your gang and everything else, not everybody gang.
Most people aren't. Correct.
Exactly. So a lot of people, they're scared. They don't, put it like this. Do you understand the fear, especially a female, will have if they in their car and some weirdo, well, even some stranger or anybody rushes their door? You know how scary that could be, especially if you're a female? You know how scary that could be? That could be scary as shit.
Hell yeah.
Especially now, remember, we got people throwing people in vans nowadays. Them white vans. Watch out for them white vans. We got people throwing people in vans right now. So you got to understand, this whole kidnapping people situation, first of all, kidnapping, isn't that like, can't you get life for kidnapping or some shit like that?
Yeah, that's one of the, yeah, you can get everything for kidnapping.
Yeah. Kidnapping is literally one of the worst things that you could do as far as our judicial system is concerned. There's people that is doing more time for kidnapping than people are getting for murders. This is a fact. Remember the white lady, she just got 10 years.
Yeah, it's tough with that joint. It's pretty tough. That's why I was saying, like, I think with the video, because I know on a couple of videos back, you were saying all he did was really corroborate existing evidence. Like a lot of the stuff that they saying he snitched on.
That's literally what he did, though. Yeah.
And I don't think people really understand. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think people really understand what that means when you have video. Like it's not much you can do when you're on the video. It's like if maybe, you know what? This generation is actually too young to remember Minister Society.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that movie would drill home the whole video, like you're on video. You know what I mean? And I think people are kind of numb to video because cell phones are everywhere, social media, Instagram, Facebook. So we kind of numb to the video thing. We don't realize how crazy and incriminating and how impactful video is in court.
Well, one thing, also remember this. You got people that are so desensitized to video that they recording themselves committing crimes and putting it on social media. That's how desensitized people are to video. They're literally recording themselves doing stuff that can get them time, and then they're happy to put it out to the world.
No, that's a fact. No. Even better than that. How do you want better than that? They're recording them getting into beef with somebody. So they're recording the argument they're having. Then they take the argument onto social media. Then on social media, they say, yeah, I'm about to pull up, woo, woo, woo. And then they actually follow through. And then when they get to court, they like, yo, who's snitching? This is crazy. Niggas ratting out here, B.
I'm going to tell you something.
I wonder if the people who rat on themselves, I wonder what's the treatment they supposed to get. Because you still snitch too, even though you snitched on you.
I think that's what people need to start and letting people know. Because check this out. I'm going to tell you what I think is happening. I think people are just doing such dumb crimes and leaving so much evidence that they know ain't nobody snitched on them. They just saying that because they don't want to admit what their lawyer told them. Look, you're an idiot. The thing that you did, you left all the evidence. They got your fingerprints, they got your DNA, they got this, they got that, they got video evidence of you. You left 8 witnesses, and then the person...
Nigga might even make a song about it after he finished.
That's a whole fact. I'm telling you right now, if Kodak Black gets out of this situation somehow without doing 100 years, he gonna come straight out and make a song about all of his crimes. I could see that happening.
Yeah, man. Well, you know that, the choice of drugs, that's one blessing that a lot of people from the 35 to 45-year-old generation, anybody from 35 to 45, you're in a generation where we got lucky.
Yeah.
We didn't have hard drugs as our recreation. In our generation, it was beer, it was malt liquor, it was straight liquor, it was champagne, it was wine, and it was weed. We didn't have no coke, we didn't have crack like the older guys that's like in their mid-50s in that group. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have the dust that was uncool to us. Like we didn't take part in none of that. We didn't have the hard pills. We didn't have the lean, the heroin. Like we didn't have none of that. We got lucky. So these young guys, they kind of got it hard with all this shit that's influencing their behavior.
I'm gonna tell you something else, and I'm agreeing with you, by the way. But I think a lot of that has to deal with the fact that a lot of us witnessed firsthand the crack epidemic. That's just my opinion.
Big fact. Big fact. Yeah.
Witnessed the crack epidemic.
Yeah.
Witnessed,
Yeah.
our own family members. You feel me?
You know what? You know what's crazy? Now that you say that, our image of a drug addict is like needle tracks, like mad skinny, they can't eat, their pants falling off. Like our image of a crackhead looks horrible, but the 18-year-old image of a drug addict, even a heroin addict, is like a multi-platinum millionaire. So
yeah.
It is tough. It's super tough.
Yeah, it's a fact. It's a fact. And and I want to say something real quick. That's one of the main reasons why a lot of people hate Tekashi. I get it, but I have a certain level of respect for him because that's one thing that I never really saw him push. Like, I'm not saying he didn't use drugs. I don't know the guy. He might have been the biggest drug dealer on the planet, but I don't remember none of his music being about him using drugs. I don't really remember seeing him out on these different platforms smoking and drinking publicly. I don't remember seeing any of that. So I gotta give him his props for that, because that's basically like what's the rapper starter kit, a chain, right? You gotta get the chain.
You gotta get the chain.
Gotta get the chain. That's why they making fun of Meek Mill's rapper right now, because he don't got a chain. You gotta get a chain, right? And you gotta have some type of a thing going on with you. Some kind of drug or some kind of thing going on with you. You gotta go get yourself the bad shorty. Even if you got a wife at home, you gotta be publicly seen with some bad shorty. This is a fact. And this is like the image of it's all that shit is fake. Anybody that's new up and coming rapper, all that shit is fake. When you get your first money, do not buy a chain. Invest that shit.
I just want to see how far this shit is gonna go, because the principles to all of the stuff that, you know what I'm saying, on the street is like, all them principles and, it's eroded over time. So I'm anxious to see how it's going to play out now that he's out. We all know that he's not getting ready to get a job at Walmart. Like, he's not getting ready to get a job at Best Buy. You know what I'm saying? So he's got to go back into the business. I want to see how other artists respond to him. I want to see how people respond to him. I want to see what his new music sounds like. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to see how he's going to behave himself, because there's a side to the argument where it's like, dude, it doesn't matter what anybody else does. When you take an oath, you're supposed to hold up your end of the bargain. You know what I'm saying? But then there's another side where it's like, everything is a two-way street. Everything is a two-way street. I took an oath to an organization. You know what I'm saying? Once the organization tries to kill me, I think it's safe to say the contract's up. You know what I'm saying?
Pretty much.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But I understand it implicitly from both sides of the argument. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, like I said, it's just going to be exciting to see how these next 6 months go into the summertime. You know what I'm saying? Because I am listening to you, and I do think that, unfortunately, somebody could try to make a name for themselves and run down on Tekashi, which will probably be like incredibly unintelligent.
That would be you're trying to go to jail. You're trying to send everybody that you live with in your house to jail. You're trying to send everybody you've been on the phone with, talking crazy with, to jail. You're trying to send your girlfriend to jail. You're trying to send everybody to jail because they're going to try to incorporate everybody into that damn crime.
Yeah, because all the newspapers and the media has already said, oh, well, he's refusing witness protection and all this and all that. So they kind of letting it dangle out there like, hey.
Well, let me tell you something. One, there really is a $10 million contract for him when he gets out. That's a fact. That's factual. I don't know if he's taking it. Obviously, he can't sign it while he's still locked up for various reasons, including legal reasons. But there is 100%, I'm telling you, because I know, there's 100% a $10 million contract waiting for him from 10K projects or whatever they call. That's a fact. That's factual shit. That's not whoever. That's a fact. I'm telling you, it's a fact. She don't know what she talking about. I'm not trying to badmouth her, but I'm telling you, it's a fact. I hate when I'm looking in this thing because it's backwards to me.
Listen, I right now I'm just promoting it. Going into 2020, man. Everybody just start to look within. I know it's kind of cliche, but everybody need to start looking within and holding themselves accountable. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us spend time, we blame, and we explain. Any faults or shortcoming we have in ourselves, we blame it or we explain it away. Yo, such and such did this, or this didn't happen, so I couldn't. Like, we just got to start taking accountability for ourselves. And that's why I'm saying I'm excited to see. It's going to be exciting to see how this unfolds all the way around.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Because everybody, in my eyes, from the outside looking in, everybody knew what they was doing going in. Like, people keep saying, oh, yeah, well, Tekashi knew what he was doing because he joined up to a gang and he shouldn't have did this and he wasn't really a gang member. Well, hold on. There's another side to that argument. The gang member shouldn't have brought a non-gang member nigga around and start doing crimes in front of this nigga if they knew he wasn't really a gang member.
Hey, cuz, we try not to use the N-word over here.
Oh, sorry. But that argument goes both ways. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be mindful and accountable for what the things that we, you know what I mean? It goes both. We got to be accountable. You know what I mean? We can't just put it on him and say, oh, well, hey, that's like if you got children. You know certain things you do in front of your children. Certain things you don't do in front of your children. Period. Because they ain't got no business. They ain't there. You know what I mean?
That's
like, so I think we just got to all be accountable, man, going into 2020. Like, we got to be responsible for ourselves.
First of all, we need to treat 2020 accordingly, and we need to understand that we need to go in there with open eyes. You get it? 2020. We need to be paying attention to everything that's happening around us and then act accordingly. People need to stop thinking that their actions don't matter or that they need to stop adding too much, value to their actions. Understand, we all are people. We should be trying to encourage each other rather than destroy each other. The biggest problem that this guy had, Tekashi 6ix9ine, was his internet personality was one of trolling other people. So as soon as he got into a bond, what happened? Everybody flipped on him. As soon as he got into a bond with his situation that he had, got caught up in going to jail, and these guys got arrested and everything else, people was just lying in wait to talk shit about him. People was lying in wait to hate on him. Do y'all remember when, I know I keep fixing my hat. Do y'all remember when Tekashi 6ix9ine first got arrested? Not all of them, but a majority, when I say a majority, I mean like 95% of the YouTube content creators was killing him. Absolutely killing him. They didn't even know nothing. They was just killing him though. Talking mad reckless, disrespecting him, this and this and that. Now, I have a whole series called The Snitching In. So I'm not saying he didn't snitch. Let's just get that straight. But, and I also knew a lot of stuff before everybody else did, because I just happen to know a couple of people. But I'll say this much. When I sat in that courtroom and they showed the video footage of Tekashi when he got snatched out of that truck, you could just see the faces on the people that was in there, that they know they didn't have no necessary, no, they wasn't there for the defendant, they wasn't there for Tekashi, just people that was neutral. You could just see the look on their face. At that moment, right then, look, I don't have, obviously, you know, I support everybody. I grew up in the Larry Davis generation. So the way that I look at the way all of this goes on with the courts, I'm like, yo, we want the drug dealers, the killers, and the murderers off the street, but the courts have to do it the right way, because if they don't do it the right way, they're going to get people caught up that is innocent. So that's all I'm ever saying. So with that being said, when I looked at the faces of those people in that courtroom, when that evidence showed, I immediately thought to myself, Harv should have never took this to trial. This video evidence. And then they showed him coming. Then they had the video evidence of not only Harv taking him out of the vehicle, you could hear Harv's voice on the audio, but in addition to that, they had the video of Harv walking back down the block carrying the hammer to make the driver turn off and go the other way and stop following them. Like, that's just too damning. It's just that's just too much evidence. Like, you gotta make a deal at that point. You gotta take them 10 years they trying to give you. They was trying to give him 7 years, I believe, too. Oh, I'm doing so much talking, nigga. I'll go. They was trying to give him like 7 years, I believe, too. Like, you gotta take the deal. You understand what I'm saying? So, just for future reference, any of y'all dudes out there, y'all get caught doing some kind of crime, you know that you did it. Alright. You know that you did it. Take the deal, not for nothing else, for your family. You know, your family don't want you to go to jail for 30 years. Your family don't want you to go to jail for 30 years. Your family don't want you to go to jail for 20 years. I believe they was giving him like 7 years. If he would have pled out, they was giving him like 7. I could be wrong. I gotta ask around to be sure, but they was gonna give him like 7 years if he pled out. Remember, they was giving everybody light sentences that plead out, with the exception of Shoddy, because the 2 Shoddy charges, the mandatory minimums is 15 years. One of the mandatory minimum was 10, and the other mandatory minimum was 5. So with Shoddy's situation, his mandatory minimums added up to 15 years. That's it. There's nothing he could do about that. There's nothing the judge could do about that. That's what that was. What up, yo? I thought I was doing too much talking. You was like, I'm tired of this dude. I got stuff to do.
No. I just have
bananas.
One
I don't know.
I gotta put the babies to bed.
Yeah. What's up?
But the one thing I wanted to say is, sometimes, and I don't know specifics on everybody's case, and I ain't trying to, come off away, but sometimes the reason why guys don't plead is because guys that plead in some instances also get labeled as snitch.
That's a fact.
Because if you got co-defendants, and then you got, say it's 3 of y'all, and 2 guys is like, nah, I'm good, I think we could do this, and you like, I'm gonna go ahead and I think one of the cameras see me, so I'm gonna go ahead and plead out. Once you plead out, in some instances, you pleading out can be used as evidence against them, the other two guys. You know what I'm saying? So I think in a lot of times it's that pressure, like, you know, I don't want to. You know what I mean? So it does get real tangled and complicated when you get, you know what I mean? That's why, like I was saying,
I'm agreeing with you.
People got to be responsible for themselves, man. I'm about to turn you back on so I can just listen to you in the background. Let me get these babies in the bed.
Copy. Later. I'm agreeing what he said, by the way. But Harv was the only person on trial for the kidnapping. Everything Harv got found guilty of, I believe he was on trial for those things by himself. So I don't know. But I wasn't in the room with him and his lawyers, or with the defense and with the prosecution. I wasn't in there, so I don't know. But the everything he got found guilty for, I believe he was the only one that was actually being charged for the crime. I could be incorrect though. Anyway. And yes, I heard that. Supreme Duncan says Harv took it to trial because he beat his other cases. Yep. I've heard the same thing, Supreme Duncan. That's a whole fact. I heard Harv beats cases. Matter of fact, Harv won a lawsuit. He has some money coming to him. Yeah, you don't take it to trial with the feds. I agree. Yeah, I believe if 6ix9ine do a track with Elton John, that shit gonna be lit. Probably. I don't even really like 6ix9ine music, but that shit gonna be lit. Some of his songs is alright, but I'm not really a big fan because that's not my genre. That's all. Well, hold on, Shy. You was at the trial? Hold on, Shy. You was in the courtroom? The way the prosecution, the way the government made it seem like was there was an infighting going on inside of 9 and one of the things that they were fighting over was Tekashi 6ix9ine. Oh, people leaked it. Okay, I was asking. Was Tekashi 6ix9ine situation. Anyway, we want to get to a couple of things. We'll get to some stuff that we discussed earlier today, so let's get right to it. Hold on. I'm not going to be able to see your or you know what? I'll move it over so I can see the comment. All right. Alright, so the first thing we want to go over, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. Alright, so the first thing we want to go over is what we discussed earlier, real quick. This is what we discussed this morning. I don't know if y'all was able to see it or not. This is what we discussed earlier this morning. I'll make this a little bit larger. This over. Alright, so this is what we discussed earlier. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ellison has the involvement in the 9 conspiracy. He was found guilty for being in the 9 RICO conspiracy. Basically, all he had to do was prove that he was part of the gang. They all got proven to be part of the gang, with the exception of Kuda B. Right? If you look right here, it says on Kuda B's, Kente McKenzie, aka Kuda B, for his involvement in the June 2nd, 2018 shooting at the W Hotel in Times Square. But if you look at everybody else's charges, like let's say N.O.R.E. Butler, Drama, shout out to Drama, it says for his involvement in the 9 Trey RICO conspiracy. If you look at Ellison's, it says for his involvement in the 9 Trey RICO conspiracy. And if you look at Aljamiah Mack, it says for his involvement in the 9 Trey RICO conspiracy. So as you can see, all they had to do to get them involved in the RICO conspiracy, the 9 Trey RICO conspiracy, was prove that they was a part of 9 Trey. That's it. Kuda B is not a 9 Trey member, so therefore he was not caught up in the 9 Trey RICO conspiracy charges. The government's assertion is that Harv, Drama, and Nuke are all part of the 9 Trey RICO, all part of 9 Trey, so therefore they was part of the RICO conspiracy. Pardon me. Right there it says Ellison involvement in the RICO conspiracy, the July 22nd, 2018 kidnapping and assault with a dangerous weapon, and the October 24th, 2018 slashing of another individual in Brooklyn. Now, if I remember correctly, I don't believe he was he was caught with no, that's a different charge. I don't believe they actually he got in charge. Harv didn't get in trouble for assault with a dangerous weapon, I didn't think. But I can be incorrect about that. Obviously, this is the paperwork, so the paperwork is the paperwork. But kidnapping, assault with a dangerous weapon, and it was the slashing of the individual in Brooklyn inside of Smurf Village. That person was basically an individual who was friends with somebody who Harv was at that time beefing with. I don't want to go into all of that. That slashing, I just don't think any of these guys should have took this to trial. Obviously they didn't, but not obviously all of them didn't, but basically they're saying 6ix9ine helped them with these 4 people. Ellison, they have video evidence. They didn't need 6ix9ine. For everybody that say that they need a corroborating witness, they had the driver. They didn't need 6ix9ine. The driver also testified that it was Harv, just so we could be clear. They didn't need 6ix9ine. As far as with the N.O.R.E. Butler situation, the robbery, yeah, free Nuke. It's a fact. I met Nuke, cool, humble dude. That's a whole fact. Now with the N.O.R.E. Butler drama situation, right? The robbery that happened in Manhattan, I believe that was the robbery that was videotaped. Now, it's being said that Shotty asked 6ix9ine to videotape it. I think that they all were in on it being videotaped, not just Shotty. So I don't think it's fair to say Shotty asked for him to videotape it. I'm gonna assume that it was something that they all agreed with, because what it was is they wanted to show disrespect to Jay Prince by robbing one of his artists, or somebody they believed to be his artist, while they was on video camera. So that's what that was about. Somebody could put my Cash App up, please. Somebody just asked what my Cash App is. Could somebody put my Cash App up for me, please? Well, not somebody. Raw Up and Coming Blogs News. Shout out to Raw Up and Coming Blogs News. Kuda B. They saying that he helped them with the Kuda B case, right? Kuda B was on camera following. Y'all gotta just pardon me for a minute. I'm thinking of I got other shit on my mind too. Following these guys around, the guys that was shot at, Chief Keef, following Chief Keef around. Kuda B and another person was following Chief Keef and Tato all over the city. They have them on camera. Not just that, but Kuda B threw something away, and when Kuda B threw the thing away, it had his fingerprints on it and his DNA. The government got that. Besides that, the government, somebody walked up to Kuda B. They wanted to take a picture with Kuda B. You feel me? So They knew Kuda B was involved in the shooting that happened at the W Hotel. They didn't need Tekashi 6ix9ine. That's my point. Nuke. I was in the court. I was in court. Listen when I'm telling you this. The only thing I can remember about Tekashi speaking about Nuke was Tekashi saying Nuke taught him how to do the gang signs, right? Taught him how to do the handshake, and said, yeah, that who's in this picture right there? Yeah, that's Nuke, and he's standing next to that other guy. That's it. I'm going to tell you what this is. I'm going to tell you exactly what this is. This whole entire document. Now, I'm not mad at the government, all right? Because this is how the government works. The government does this all the time. It's just this time they're doing it in plain sight, and they're using a person who has a lot of recognition, so people are paying attention to this. That's it, right? No, in court they didn't say Nuke had anything to do with the kidnapping. In court, I was in court. Nuke did not come up as one of the kidnapping. Somebody else came up as a person that was involved in the kidnapping. It was not Nuke. So if Nuke was actually involved in the kidnapping, then I don't know what to tell you. I heard previously that Nuke was involved in the kidnapping from just people on the streets talking. But when I was in court, I did not hear that Nuke was involved with the kidnapping. Just so we could be clear on this. And not just that, but it says right here, Ellison involved in kidnapping. Look right here. You're looking right at the paperwork, by the way. Ellison for his involvement in the non-trade RICO conspiracy, the July 22, 2018 kidnapping and assault with a dangerous weapon. Why doesn't it say Aljamaiyah Mack, aka Nuke, for his involvement in the non-trade RICO conspiracy, and then on top of that talk about the July 22nd, 2018 kidnapping? Nuke didn't get charged with no kidnapping. Anyway, yeah, Nuke didn't get charged with no kidnapping. I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, so they didn't need Tekashi to get these guys. They had a ton of evidence, and they also had alternative witnesses. Checking my Cash App right now. What are you talking about? Oh, shout out Raw Up and Coming Vlogs. Appreciate you for the donation. Alright, we're not threatening nobody. Homeboy obviously got it wrong. Look, okay, hold on. Stop everything. D-Fresh and Free Nuke. Could we just let it drop? Obviously, he got some bad information from somewhere, and he thought something was something that it isn't. I just put him on. Obviously, we got the paperwork dead in front of him right here. If Nuke was being charged with a kidnapping, it would literally say it right there. He wasn't charged with no kidnapping. Alright, so I'm going to tell you what this is. I'm going to tell you exactly what this is. At least what I believe it to be. The government needs to figure out a way to make it look like Tekashi 6ix9ine helped them enough that they can let him walk away scot-free, and people won't look at it like it was some kind of corruption. I was in the courtroom. I'm telling you. Tekashi's testimony didn't do much. It hurt Harv more than anybody else because obviously the kidnapping situation, but they didn't need him. They had Butler on camera. There was a video camera. There was a surveillance camera inside of the building. And in addition to that, he was outside videotaping it. So no, this is definitely, as far as I'm concerned, this whole thing they got going on right here with Tekashi 6ix9ine saying that just so we could get a clear understanding of what the government said. The government says right here, Hernandez was arrested in the evening of November 18th, 2018 in an order obtained at his presentment the next day. He proffered with the government. That basically means he's like talked with them, gave them information, or came to meeting or whatever. He proffered with the government the following morning, admitted to his involvement in N.O.R.E, including his participation in an armed robbery in Midtown Manhattan, for which he had been charged, and provided information concerning additional acts of violence, some of which had not yet been charged, including one shooting that took place in Smurf Village in Brooklyn on or about July 16, 2018, a July 22, 2018 robbery and kidnapping of Hernandez by Anthony Ellison, aka Harv, and an individual named Shah. Like, where's Shah? They don't have Shah? Well, I hope you don't leave, Noop. I mean, dude just had the wrong information. You feel me? I put him on that this dude had nothing to do with it. Yeah, you don't gotta go nowhere. Where you going? I hope y'all didn't kick dude for just. Sometimes people got bad information, man. Now, Nuke, you see how I be feeling when people be in here talking, and I be wanting to be, and I be so pissed off because they don't be knowing what they be talking about, and they busy arguing with me talking about I gotta respect their opinion, and I'm telling them a fact, and they like, why don't you respect my opinion? And I'm busy telling them a damn fact. Oh man, he ain't get kicked. What are you talking about? He didn't get kicked. Y'all better not have kicked him. Nobody ain't kicked Fresh. What are you talking about? Why are you telling lies for? Supreme, ain't nobody kick him. I don't know why he hasn't responded. He's still there? God dang it. Yeah, I get it, Nuke. Don't worry about it. So basically, the circumstances by which the assault rifle was stored at Hernandez's home and the ordering of... Look, I 100% believe that Tekashi 6ix9ine talked. I'm not saying he didn't talk. You understand what I'm saying? I 100% believe that Tekashi 6ix9ine spoke about things. 100%. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying he didn't. What I'm saying is the government is making it look like he did more talking than he actually did because they know that they're going to give him time served. And they have to have a good reason to give him time served other than, well, I've been telling you that they're going to give him time served. They don't want him in the first damn place. I've been telling y'all that. I've been telling y'all they do not want him in the first damn place. In addition, Hernandez provided the government with critical insight into the structure of the organization of N.O.R.E, identified the gang's key players, described acts of violence that he personally witnessed so that he heard about the other N.O.R.E members. After Hernandez's cooperation became public in February 2019, several of Hernandez's co-defendants contacted the government to begin plea discussions. Now look, this is what I'm going to show you that the government is 100% lying. Let me not say lying. Let me take that back. Not being honest. I sat in court at Shotty's sentencing, and the judge literally said this at Shotty's sentencing. He thanked Shotty and said that one of the reasons why he was going to give Shotty the lowest amount of time that he could give him is because After Shotty took his plea deal, that's what made all the dominoes fall. That's what made other people also start taking pleas. Watch when the transcripts come out. You're gonna be able to see it for your damn self. And watch when I show people the damn transcripts where it says that at. Then you're gonna get people that's gonna be like, oh shoot, Jack Frost was right again. I was in court. I'm telling you what the dude said. The dude said, the Judge Engelmeyer, shout out to Judge Engelmeyer. I shout out everybody else, right? Shout out to Judge Engelmeyer. Judge Engelmeyer said, because Shotty copped a plea, what it did was it made it so that the other people that were his co-defendants also began to then take plea deals. Not cop the plea, not Shotty copped the plea. Shotty took a plea deal. It made other people take. That's what the judge said. I don't know any of this to be the truth or facts. I'm just telling you what the judge said. And now right here, what does the prosecution do? The government writes, after Hernandez's cooperation became public in February 2019, several of Hernandez's co-defendants contacted the government to begin plea discussions. Come on, man. Like, I keep telling y'all they never wanted them. I keep telling y'all, I'm looking because these guys is talking about sniping people, and this is what I be doing when y'all can't see what I'm doing. I'm making sure that my team ain't just kicking people willy-nilly out of here or randomly kicking people. I love y'all. I'm just making sure. Whatever I be doing that all the time. This shit. Anyway, let's close this up, son. Personal history, criminal conduct, offense conduct, non-trade, November 2017 for assault. After the release of Gummo, Hernandez had a number of disputes on social media platforms with other rap artists that turned violent. The first of which was Michael Lamar White the Fourth, aka Trippie Redd. That's Trippie Redd's damn name, aka Trippie Redd. In November 2017, White was in New York. Hernandez and Cafano Jordan and two others traveled in one car, while Anthony Ellison, aka Harv, and four others traveled in another car to a hotel where White was staying. Ellison, Jordan, and two others got out the car and ran into the hotel where they claimed they assaulted White and his crew. That's the day that this dude got punched in the face. Trippie Redd got punched in the face by Harv. Trippie Redd got punched in the face by Harv that day. At least that's what how the story goes. Obviously, I am not 100% sure of that, and I'm not throwing that story out there. I'm just telling you what the alleged story is. Oh, wow. So there's somebody in here that is just talking shit. So we're just going to kick you. Hold on. Let me kick him. Can we get some bags for this risk taker guy? See this guy, risk taker? Let's get some bags out there for him. Bang. There you go. Everybody that don't think they being watched because they think I'm busy. Can we get some bags? Can everybody throw some bags up there for homeboy that didn't want to be here, and instead of just leaving, decided he was going to talk crazy? So look, got the November 17th assault, right? 2017 assault. Trippie Redd got punched in the face. At least that's what the story is. I had somebody once tell me that it was all fake, that the beef between Trippie Redd and Tekashi was fake. I don't know how accurate that is. That's what somebody was trying to tell me. Then they got March 20th, 2018 shooting in Times Square. On or about March 20th, 2018, Hernandez and other members of N.O.R.E, including Jordan, were trying to locate an individual Hernandez knew as Frenchie BSM, who was a Pyro Blood member protecting White. According to Hernandez, Frenchie BSM was violating the rules by providing protection to White without first checking in with N.O.R.E. In retaliation, Jordan, Hernandez, and others planned to shoot at Frenchie BSM. On the day of the shooting, Hernandez was in one car, and Denard Butler, aka Drama, and another individual was waiting outside of Quad Studios near Times Square. Jordan and another individual was in another car. They waited for Frenchie BSM until he entered the building and entered the Sprinter van, whereas Hernandez's car pulled up in front of the Sprinter van while Jordan's car pulled alongside the Sprinter van. While stopped at the red light, Jordan fired approximately 5 bullets into the Sprinter van. No one was hit during the shooting. Now check this out. Y'all do know, right? Shotty wasn't charged for that. Read that whole thing again. That's why I left it up there. Shotty wasn't charged for that. Shotty wasn't charged for that. They threw out the charge that Shotty had for shooting into the moving vehicle. They threw that out. Shotty wasn't charged for that. So how do they even have this in this paperwork? Now do you get what I'm saying? They just trying to make it look like they already never was going to keep Tekashi. They never, if Tekashi didn't talk, they wasn't going to keep him. Tekashi just sold had a billion damn spins, and he was in jail all year. And did a billion spins on Spotify. That's not even talking about what he did on any other platform. That's just Spotify. Now they're trying to say, just so we could be clear so you know what this is, right? Just so you know what this is. Dear Junk Engelmeyer, in connection with the sentencing of Daniel Hernandez or the defendant, whatever, scheduled for December 18th, 2019, the government respectfully submits this letter pursuant to the section 5K1.1 of the United States Sentencing Guidelines to advise the court that the defendant provided substantial assistance to the government in this and other investigations. Accordingly, the government respectfully moves the court to sentence the defendant in the light of 18 USC, whatever that is, and the facts set forth in the section 51K, right? That's what they're saying, right? So basically this paperwork right here is what they're using to say this is why you shouldn't send Tekashi to jail. This is why, Tekashi helped us a lot. And since Tekashi helped us so much, we don't, we're gonna. These are the things Tekashi helped us with, right? So how in the hell are you gonna say Tekashi helped you on a case that you didn't even prosecute the individual that fired the gun? Please, somebody explain this to me. I'm not even upset they threw it out. Shout out to them for throwing that out. That's not my argument. Supreme Duncan, that's not my argument. That's not my argument. Just so we can be clear. My argument is not. Listen, my argument is not. Let's see what Supreme said real quick. They threw a lot of stuff out for Shotty. My argument isn't that they threw the case out for Shotty. Shout out to Shotty and his lawyer for getting the shit thrown out. My argument is, how are you now going to put this shit in Tekashi's paperwork saying that this is one of the reasons why you want the government to go light on them? And shout out Jeremy Cash. He says salute to the bosses. CK, KK, Wildcat, Mel, Soul B, GKB, Quill. Yeah, shout out to everybody. That's a whole fact. Y'all is anybody paying attention to what I'm saying? Like, they're saying that Tekashi helped them in the case that they didn't even try the person for. How? This is retarded, yo. How did Tekashi help you in a case that they didn't even try the person for? They didn't try him for this charge. They didn't try him for this charge. Nobody got tried for this charge. Nobody took a plea for this charge. Nothing. Let's look at the next one. Hernandez and other members of N.O.R.E, including Jordan, was in a dispute in a Houston-based music management group. Hernandez and others received word that the music artist managed by the rival group was recording an interview in a building in Times Square. Hernandez, Jordan, Walter, Hernandez, driver Jorge Rivera arrived at Times Square from Brooklyn in one vehicle. Roland Martin, a.k.a. Roll Murder, Giselle Butler, a.k.a. Ish, Denard Butler, and another individual arrived in another car. As the music artist entered the building, Jordan, who was carrying a pistol, Walter Martin, Denard Butler, and another individual robbed the musicians at gunpoint, taking their jewelry in a backpack. Hernandez filmed the robbery from the backseat of a car and sent it to his media contacts so that the video will be publicized. While attempting to flee the robbery, Hernandez's car got caught in traffic. Jordan handed Hernandez Jordan's gun and ordered Hernandez to get out of the car. Hernandez and Walter exited the car and headed into a nearby subway station. As Hernandez and Walter were waiting for the train, Hernandez provided the gun to Walter at Walter's instruction. In the days that followed the robbery, Jordan put the backpack in Hernandez's apartment. The backpack was recovered after a search warrant was executed at the Hernandez residence in September 2018. So check this out. There's a couple of things I got to say about this. That's inaccurate, by the way. That's not accurate as far as what the testimony was. But check this out. They have this on camera. They have this on tape. They just said that the video footage was sent to media outlets. Look, man. I'm not gonna stand here and try to browbeat you with all of this information. But what I'm trying to explain is, and if you don't get it, you don't get it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going over the paper. So hold on, Drama Cast. So I shouldn't go over none of the paperwork because it's a RICO. Do you understand how you sound right now? I shouldn't go over none of the paperwork because it's a RICO. Do you even understand why I'm going over the paperwork? Yes, this looks real sloppy on their end. Thanks, J Mill. You understand why I'm going over the paperwork. Yeah, I can't even lie. Shotty, from everything that I've been hearing. Oh no, I'm not saying that you're thinking I'm wrong. I just think that you are you might not be my motivations might not be clear to you. I wonder if the cases that they didn't try in court versus Shotty was because Shotty knew that 6ix9ine was going to testify against him. He took the plea. They let the rest go. Yeah, but how do you let the charge go when a guy is in one vehicle, driving next to another vehicle, shooting into that vehicle? You understand what I'm saying? Like, I can understand letting a lot of stuff go. But you hold him to the charge where he ran down the block firing the gun, but not when he was in the vehicle, driving, firing at another vehicle. Do you understand what I'm saying? That sounds like that's infinitely worse than the ones that they actually charged him for. Alright, that's what's up, Mr. Dap. Let me know when you do that. Could have killed everyone in there, and a whole bunch of other stuff could have happened. I wonder if the case they didn't try. Oh, yeah. Okay, I read that already. Okay, you're saying that Frenchie denied it happened, right? But we just read it in the paperwork. I'm not reading your comments no more right now. I'll wait to read your comments like tomorrow or something. Okay, somebody says that plea deals allow defendants to plead to one or more charges in satisfaction of the entire indictment. I am not arguing that. But what I'm saying is, listen, I'm going to say this one more time, please. Just listen. Just listen. Everybody that's arguing against whatever you're arguing for, listen to what I'm saying. They didn't charge him for this. Right? They didn't charge him for this. How are they then now putting it in this paperwork like 6ix9ine helped them solve this case? They didn't charge him. Listen to the word. I guess, like, you don't get what I don't know. Maybe I'm not being clear. Maybe it's a me thing. Oh, I pulled the paperwork back up, but I didn't. Hold on. They didn't charge him. Do you get what I'm saying? They didn't charge him. I don't even think this is a Tekashi bad thing. I think this is just more proof that the government never wanted Tekashi in the first place. Thank you, Supreme Duncan. They trying to get points for this case when it wasn't even part of the case anymore. Thank you, Supreme Duncan. Thank you, Shay. Thank you, Nitro. It's not part of anything. How in the hell are they gonna say that they gonna, you know what, we're gonna give him time served because he told us about that crime that we didn't even prosecute nobody for? I don't understand how everybody's. I don't understand. We're gonna give him time served because he told us about that crime that we didn't prosecute anybody for. He told us about that. Come on, is nobody paying attention? The fact they trying to hide CIA Chris so hard. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why they thought whatever they thought about whatever. I'm just pointing out the fact that I'm just pointing out the fact that, yo, look. I'm just pointing out the fact that they never wanted Tekashi 6ix9ine in the first place. They never wanted him. I've been saying that from the beginning. And now, what are they doing? They just trying to figure out a way to get him up out of there. They never wanted Tekashi in the first place. Tekashi just got 1 billion streams on Spotify. Not all platforms. We're only talking about Spotify. Only Spotify. He just got 1 billion streams on Spotify in a year that he didn't even put out any music. This dude is printing money. Shy Murder said, so hard, but why like? You know, someone tried to argue me that 6ix9ine caused this indictment and used the paperwork to prove it. I was like, wow, this is what Frost be going through. I'm going to tell you what happens. Individuals have a point, and their point might not be incorrect. Listen to what I'm saying. Individuals have a point, and their point might not be incorrect. Their point might actually be correct. Right? But what happens is they're so busy only being able to focus on their point that now when I'm having a conversation, that in reality I'm not even discussing their point. I'm talking about something else. They don't have the ability to be able to not focus on their point. They don't have the ability to be able to have a discussion about the thing I'm talking about, because they're so busy stuck on their one point that that's the only thing that they can see. They can't see nothing else. I am not talking about how RICOs work. What I'm saying is this. They did not prosecute Shotty for that charge. Period. They didn't. What I'm saying is, you're right, DSTN. They listening to respond, not to interpret. What I'm saying is, and rewind the video all the way back to the beginning once I started talking about what we're talking about. What I'm saying is, what they doing is, because they never wanted Tekashi in the first place, they're adding stuff to the paperwork that they're putting out to why they want to give him time served or whatever the case is, to make it look good. That's what I'm saying. The other day I was having a discussion with somebody about this YouTube stuff, right? So the person was busy telling me, yo, everybody can't do YouTube. A lot of people, like, they try, or they try, but you know, they wouldn't be able, they can't do it. And the person pointed out something specifically, and the thing that the person specifically pointed out was, like, about what I do, right? The thing that the person specifically was trying to point out, or whatever the case is that most people, they can't see anything outside of their own perspective. So that means that what happens is, every single time they talk, they're going to be basically regurgitating stuff they already are saying, no matter what the topic is, because they can't see outside of their own perspective. They can't take themselves outside of themselves and look at a situation. They just don't have that ability. And this is not a knock on anybody. This is what I was discussing with somebody. And they said one of the things that they like about the channel is that often they feel like I be talking about something that I don't even agree with, but the way that I explain it or I talk about it, I'm giving even the side that I don't agree with fairness. That's what being media is. Shout out to Rob G Film for the donation. Appreciate you. Your tunnel vision, exactly. So when I'm talking about something and I'm trying to explain, everything that I'm talking about in this particular video is me explaining the title of the damn video. Tekashi is going home. He's going to be a free man. I'm explaining to you why, or I'm explaining to you how I know through the paperwork that they definitely want to let Tekashi go. And that's because they telling them they helped them solve cases that they didn't even charge anybody for. I don't understand how that's not. I don't understand how you. I don't understand how. I don't like. I'm sound like I'm broken right now. Like, you know, they be showing robots in movies, they be broken. The motherfuckers be repeating the part of my language. They be repeating the same thing a million times over. Like, that's how I'm feeling. Like, I can understand how that happens. They don't want Tekashi. I've been telling y'all this off the rip. They're trying to make the paperwork look in a manner so that when they let Tekashi go, which they are going to do, it doesn't look like there's any malfeasance. They don't look like they did anything wrong. Now, with all of that being said, the judge didn't write this letter. The defense wrote this letter, just so we could be clear. Also, just so we could be clear, the defense has actually been very lenient on a lot of these guys. Just so we could talk about Bat for a minute. Shout out to Bat. Bat could have got 30 years to life. The defendant, I believe, made some kind of deal or something with him pleading guilty where they could cap him at 20 years. That's how come he got 20 years. Jeremy Cash said, us black men need to be strong. Men. Us black men need to be strong men. We embrace wrong and hate what's right. 6ix9ine is a kid jumping in a man's party. His big homies called this on they self. Don't blame a misguided kid. I am gonna say the people, everybody else involved in this case knew better than him. I'm gonna co-sign that. That's a whole fact. I mean, knew better. I'm going to say everybody involved in this case other than him was involved in this lifestyle. So therefore they knew more about the lifestyle than he did. That's what I'm saying. Free the real, keep the fake. That's a rap. That's a fact, Free Noop. Yeah, CIA Chris was already going to take all of these guys down before Tekashi even got involved in anything. So just so we can be clear. Not for nothing, but I'm pretty sure that they probably don't even get charged or anything like that if CIA Chris ain't already in there. Pardon me. So that's basically what I'm trying to explain with the paperwork. I'm not trying to talk about how RICOs work. None of that. I'm just explaining. They literally never wanted Tekashi. They never wanted him. They never wanted him. This is a totally different situation if these guys don't get on the phone and talk about how they're gonna super violate him. If Tekashi never takes that interview, right? Tekashi never takes the interview. These guys never get on the phone and talk about how they're going to super violate Tekashi. This is a totally different situation. There's more people locked up. There's more people locked up. Some of them might be some of your favorite rappers locked up. I think 50 is upset and hurt because 50 knew he could have got him out, but due to the fact that this dude turned state's government witness, you know, they never wanted him. 50 could have got him out of that. Anyway, we are covering the Taxstone case. That's a fact. I definitely believe that CIA Chris is... They're going to try to get CIA Chris out there at some point so he could take down another organization. World famous Mecca Peter said, just to let you know, Jack Frost of Tekashi 69 got 1 billion streams on Spotify. He got 2.5 million, same as YouTube as well. And this is what I want to show you. Billion streams, Spotify. What's up, D Jones? What's 100 million? What are you talking about? That said 1 billion streams, yo. 100 million. Where the heck do you see 100 million? Look at the 1B. You see the 1B? Streams. See that? Damn, he got almost he did almost get 1 billion for that one song, that Spanish song, didn't he? Alright, let's take a break from this real quick. I want to talk about this whole Aaliyah R. Kelly situation. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I needed a second. I need to run and go do something real quick. Appreciate y'all. Alright, so damn, mad people laugh. Every time I'm like, yo, I need a second because I need to go do something. Motherfuckers be like, I'm out. Like, what the hell? I needed a second. I need to go run and do something. It took like 1 second. It wasn't that bad. Any better? Yeah, shout out to Mike Jones. That's a whole fact. That's a Mike Jones beat. Shout out to Mike Jones. Mike Jones hooked us up. Gave us that beat. Shout out to Mike Jones. Philly stand up. Alright, so apparently R. Kelly has new problems. And the problem that R. Kelly currently has is okay, so for everybody that don't know, what happened was R. Kelly had got some paperwork so he could marry Aaliyah. And now they're saying that that paperwork that he acquired so he could marry Aaliyah constitutes a bribe. So that's a new indictment that R. Kelly is going to have to deal with now. Yo, can we hit that like button? So that's a new charge that R. Kelly is going to have to deal with now. The fact that y'all gotta just pardon me. It's just one of those days. The fact that he used the paperwork to then get himself a marriage license. So basically, he bribed a judge or something. I don't know how they doing it, but basically, like, I'm thinking they should put fraud. Shouldn't that be like fraud or something? But they're saying they're using it like he was a bribe. Yes, her parents sold her. That's a fact. I believe that Aaliyah's parents owns a big portion of his copyrights. So. No, I don't think it's okay when anyone did it. Just so we can be clear. Why do people always say that? You know how many other people that were black most likely did the same exact thing and got away with it? Elvis was over there molesting. So this shit, I'm gonna tell you the thing that kills me, right? And I don't want to stay on this topic, but I'm gonna tell you the thing that kills me. For bribery of a government official, I believe there is no statute of limitations. I'm gonna tell you the thing that kills me. When somebody is a child molester or a rapist, and your defense is somebody else is raping children also, that just makes me look funny at you. Because I'm not ever going to hear about a child molester or a rapist and think, well, why ain't they arresting that other guy? He's doing the same. Nah, you know what? Let's get all of them off the street. I don't care who they start with. I don't care if they start with somebody that's black. I don't care if they start with somebody that's Caucasian. I don't care if they start whatever color you are. Anywhere is a good place to start. Let's get all of them off the street. So whenever I hear somebody try to bring up the color thing, whenever you're talking about a child molester or a rapist, I'm just saying. It just makes me look like, what do you, like, that's not even what this is about. This is about the children. This is not about what race somebody is, how much money somebody has. This is not about that. This is not about that. I just want to just make that clear. Come on. It's not about that. Let's get them all off the street. I don't care where you start. Tyree Lynch says, I never understood why does the feds let information leak to the public if they're trying to win their case. Because things have to be public record, or it's kind of illegal. We do not want the government to be able to hold back evidence or facts from the public. We don't want that. What the fuck wrong with you? You know how many people will be in jail right now from lies and deception and everything else if we allow for the government to just do whatever they want? I hope everybody gets a fair trial, Shay. Period. I don't want anyone to not get a fair trial. Just saying. Anyway, I'm so sorry. I'm going to have to call this early tonight. So sorry, gonna have to call this early tonight. We did drop 2 videos today. Go check them out. We're gonna drop a couple of more videos tomorrow. We dropped 3 videos today. I dropped 1 before morning coffee. We're gonna get back to our regular routine of dropping a couple of videos in a day besides the 2 lives. We gotta get back on schedule. We gotta get back on routine. YouTube is back to doing this to me, so shout out to YouTube. Look, everything is demonetized. Shout out to YouTube. They back to doing this shit to me. Shout out to YouTube. I mean, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Anyway, look, I love y'all, everybody. Have a good night. If you got anybody still awake in your household, please give them a hug. Tell them you love them. I don't know what that's from. It could be people just reporting videos, making bullshit about me. I gotta go contact somebody and talk to them. I gotta go try to see if I could contact somebody at YouTube and see if I can get this problem fixed. A lot of people have the same problem, so at this point it is what it is. But they demonetized my videos to keep me addicted to YouTube. I don't understand that, but okay. Got anybody still awake in your household, please give them a hug. Tell them that you love them. I don't have no speech tonight. Let's just try to be better people, man. Let's just try to do good because it's the right thing to do. Let's do that. Oh, shout out to Mr. Dap for the donation. Appreciate you. You said keep your head up and your grind on go. We're trying, my brother. Appreciate you. Let's just try to do good. Let's just try to be good people, man. We don't got to be the toughest. You don't got to be the sexiest. You don't got to be the smartest. You don't got to be the fastest. You don't got to be the strongest. Let's just try to be good people. That's it. Let's try that. Let's see how that works out. Anyway, I love y'all. I got to go. Everybody enjoy y'all day. Like, comment, subscribe. Join the notification gang. Hashtag Bronx Farmers. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you. And that's all I got on this one. I'm out.